Hello, folks, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joel21Love, here with your AEW Dynamite review from last night, January 29th, 2025 edition. Some good things to like about from last night's edition, carrying over from Collision, particularly which was on Saturday. Some solid segments happened on Collision on Saturday. First, we got to talk about, that played into Dynamite. So, first, which was the main thing that happened on Collision, was Toni Storm and Mariah May. So, what we're kind of hoping with this, Toni Storm, forgetting what has happened in AEW thus far for her. And then, obviously she won the Women's Casino Gauntlet and then earned the right to face Mariah May at Grand Slam Australia. So, Toni Storm, she had a segment with Mariah May, and then, she was all in her character she's been playing the last couple weeks. And then she got attacked from Mariah May, and then ultimately turned out to be basically playing her and basically playing everybody, and turned back to timeless Toni Storm, relatively the same. And that's great. This was the only type of thing, by the way, I'm trying to fix my camera, so if you're wondering about that, it's better now. Anywho, Toni Storm, she's back to timeless. That's a great thing. Camera. Okay, I think it's good now. Anywho, she's back to timeless. That was a hell of a segment. We're going to get Mariah May first timeless Toni Storm at Grand Slam. And that's very solid. Then we had a hell of a segment between Big Bill and Powerhouse Hobbs. You love it. Those two behemoths, they were fighting and they went through two tables. And Hobbs, we heard a little bit of Hobbs and Big Bill on Dynamite last night. And it's great to see, Big Bill particularly in the learning tree, we can tell he has potential to be a breakout star, same as Powerhouse Hobbs. We saw him win that gauntlet match, get the right to face Jon Moxley for the world title at Maximum Carnage, and that was fun to see. Now it's just up to AEW to keep these guys in the thick of things, because these are high point players for the future, and that's great to see. And then the other segment that played into part, which was the main event of last night's show. It was a four-way match between Deonna Purrazzo, Harley Cameron, Yuka Sakazaki, and Taya Valkyrie. And match was won by Yuka Sakazaki, and it was strange. In a sense of, Sakazaki, we barely see on TV. And the last couple weeks, seemingly like they were building up. It looks like they still are gradually trying to build up Harley Cameron, who's not even won a match, at least it seems, in AEW. Potentially preparing her to a match with Mercedes Moné at Grand Slam Australia, since she's from Australia, we shall see. But, John Purrazzo certainly deserves more. I will say that. That's all I'll say. But then we get into Dynamite, and it started off well. Very well. Brian Cage, Will Ospreay had a hell of an opening match. Will Ospreay, those two, hell of a segment. So, Don Callis, he was on commentary, and he basically distracted Will Ospreay before the match, saying, well, take your attention to the big screen, and showed Kenny Omega laid out backstage being attacked, and that obviously got Ospreay's attention, as of course, these two have this uneasy alliance, and they will be teaming at Grand Slam Australia in February on the 15th. So there you go. But yeah, this was off a match, and Ospreay won. And then afterwards, Archer and company came out, and then so Kenny Omega tried for a save, and then Fletcher and Takeshita then came out for the attack, and there we go. More progression for this match going into Australia. People can complain all they want, but about whether or not they are liking these feuds, it's just, well, at least they've been building towards these feuds. I think that's the thing. So then we got, whether you like or you don't like the MJF Jeff Jarrett stuff, what you can appreciate is that the last couple weeks they've been teasing an MJF Hangman Page thing. So Renee Paquette, she was backstage. She was trying to get a word in with Swerve, and he was nowhere to be found. Hangman Page wound up in the thick of things, and then Renee tried to ask Hangman a question about Christopher Daniels. Obviously, Hangman didn't oblige, and then all of a sudden, Hangman and MJF collide, and they end up facing off. So, once again, a tease of MJF and Hangman. I mean, talk about two guys, main event guys, that need to be in the main event picture, and this would certainly be a heck of a feud. Now, obviously, the bummer is someone has to win, but it is what it is. It would be an interesting feud, to be honest. Powerhouse Hobbs, like I mentioned, he cut a little bit of a promo talking about, well, he's not a medically cleared, but he talked about hell with Big Bill and said, well, it's basically just a start with Big Bill when he's fully cleared. Claudio Castagnoli versus Jeff Jarrett. If Jeff Jarrett wins, he gets a world title shot against Jon Moxley. So then, this was, a decent match, good match between the two. So the ending was obviously odd. With a chair and Utah Deathriders and Jon Moxley hits a paradigm shift, and just like that, Claudio gets the win. So after that, MJF came out, attacked Jarrett, and basically said, "I told you so." So, there you go. So, we had a little bit of promo of the Deathriders. Look, they're obviously a mixed bag right now. Or have been a mixed bag, are the Deathriders. Because, obviously they started, and people are hoping Shane McMahon was going to tie into this. And, how they've, taken the AEW World title hostage. And, this storyline with them, especially with how it seems with Darby Allin being on hiatus, going to eventually climb Mount Everest. He's been the key in this storyline, and he's not there. So, it's one of those things. But after tonight, it's interesting to see the direction they may possibly go for Grand Slam Australia. So then, Ricochet versus AR Fox. So, Ricochet had a little discussion with Renee Paquette in the back, and Ricochet versus AR Fox. Sometimes we get these enhancement matches, and sometimes you wonder, obviously, could they not have found someone else? I think that's the number one thing sometimes with these matches, but it is what it is. But Ricochet, obviously, this is for him to get a win, and they put in the stipulation, well, if Swerve Strickland interferes in the match, then he forfeits the match for next week, which will be between Swerve and Ricochet. So, fun match here, but yeah. Ricochet wins with the Spirit Shot, sliding elbow, forearm shot for the win. So there you go. Afterwards, Ricochet tried to use the scissors on AR Fox, but Swerve ambushed him. And saw attack, and we got, Nana dancing, and he's got that annoyed look on his face, like he's mad at the same time. Was hilarious. But anywho, we're gonna get this match next week. They've been building towards it, and you wonder, is something else gonna happen, or could we potentially get a rematch at Grand Slam? With a stipulation, we shall see. Thorn Tree. So we heard from a bit, like I said, the Big Bill, Brian Keith, and Chris Jericho. So on Saturday, Collision with Chris Jericho and Brian Keith versus the Outrunners. So there you go. Mariah May, she out there cut a promo and very solid. Talked about Toni Storm, talked about how she's a woman from hell and will give her hell throughout the way, and talked about Grand Slam Australia. So, yeah, I like the promo. Yeah, it's going to be interesting what they do at Grand Slam. What I also loved next, they cut a little promo video of the Guns, who we have not seen in a while. Austin and Colton, the sons of Billy. We have not seen in a while the Gun Club. Former AEW Tag Team Champions. It's been a while. But yeah, Jay White, especially with Juice getting hurt, Jay White seeing him out by himself, it's been unique. But yeah, it would certainly add to the tag team division for the Guns to be back. No other way to say it. But yeah, I miss Austin and Colton. They're two of the best right now, so we'll see. Main event. Bit of a surprise that this was the main event. Mercedes Moné versus Yuka Sakazaki for the TBS Championship. This fine, but I can tell that, and I get it, Yuka Sakazaki has not really been on TV that much, and she wins that match on Saturday. Oh, we did get a little promo of the Vendetta, Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie, another woman who should be getting more of a push as well. Anyway, this is a match for fine, but I get where people's criticism will lie in the fact that, Sakazaki, she hasn't been on TV much anymore, and she wins that match on Collision, and she gets shot here in Mercedes. And see, part of the problem with Mercedes is it kind of feels she does not have a solid contender. I think that's what annoys people. She does not have a solid contender. She did have two great matches with Chris Statlander, but the fact that Statlander lost those two, and then now we're back to no opponent lined up currently for Grand Slam. We'll see. As I mentioned earlier, she's got a match with Taya on Saturday, Collision, Harley Cameron. It's in Australia, so it's totally possible. May give Harley some wins and then build her up for a shot at Mercedes. I think people sort of feel that Mercedes' run in AEW has been lack of sort, and that's on her. It's more on the booking in a way. It's like, you hear about Britt Baker probably done with TV. It's like, okay, she went through Chris Statlander. Tiana's not been much. She had some match with Hikaru Shida, but you get the point. But we shall see, guys. Anywho, so got a few weeks till Grand Slam Australia. Oh yeah, also, I almost went through it. Forgot. Jay White versus Will Yuta. That was a solid match. Jay White got the win. Jay White countered a Busako knee from Wheeler Yuta for the win. And yeah, afterwards he got attacked by the Deathriders, and Ray FTR saved him. FTR called out the Deathriders to a street fight on Saturday's Collision. So we'll see how that goes. Now, it's totally possible one of three things happen. Either we get Jon Moxley for Jay White for the AEW World Title at Grand Slam Australia. That's number one. Number two, we might get a triple threat between Jon Moxley, Adam Copeland, or Cole, whichever you want to call him, and Jay White. That's number two. Number three, it's also possible they could do it on a random Dynamite as well, or a big Dynamite, where they have Ray FTR and Jay White versus the Deathriders in an 8-man tag. We'll see on that, but I'm fine with any of three. You know, I love Jay White. I love Cole, obviously, FTR. You know, I can tell people are not really feeling the Deathriders too much right now. And it is what it is. But, yeah, that's my AEW Dynamite review, guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, click that subscribe button in the corner. Notification bell as well. If you liked it, please leave a like and a thumbs up as well. But thank you guys all. See you guys next time. I'm Joe Torn Love. Peace out. Love you guys.